What's up, guys? It's Zeiad here from Between the Lines. I hope you guys are all doing well. We're in the second episode now. The time moves fast. Second episode already with Mo and Wassim. What's up, guys?
Good to be back.
Good to be back.
Yes, sir.
As we started this podcast, I haven't seen my team win a league game. So
maybe it's the curse. Maybe they're trying to get you to get excited and start screaming on camera. So maybe next time I can interview you after the game instead of yeah.
Make a little your own version of IFTV.
yeah, we'll make a mini AFTV in Canada.
Yeah. Just for Wassim and Chelsea. There's like we know everyone's house and we can go to their house. But I hope you guys are doing well. Just second episode regarding what happened over the weekend. There was main games we want to talk about. Wassim is an Arsenal fan. Mo is a Chelsea fan. I'm a Barcelona fan. Num is a nickname for him, but we don't want to use that on the podcast. Do not call him Num. But we're gonna talk about the Arsenal game, the Chelsea game, and honestly top four, Liverpool and City too. Talk about a couple players we wanted to compare. I think we're gonna be doing it as a separate like series where we do like verses, where we can do like two players against each other and argue about them. I think that'd be pretty cool. But okay, the first game on the weekend is Newcastle Arsenal, 1-0 to Newcastle. Already smiles coming out. Yeah. But we're seeing initial thoughts and what happened over the weekend. And are you guys out of the title race? Like this is done?
I said we were out of the title race from like before the season even started.
Oh my gosh, but you can't do that.
I don't know what to tell you. I've seen enough in the summer, or the lack of what's been happening in the summer. But in the game, it was a typical Newcastle away game. It's been absolutely zero highlights, nothing to work with. A lot of inverting, diverting, drop back, come receive the ball, it was a lot of nothing.
But do you think it's because of Newcastle, or do you think it's the Arsenal player path?
Oh, it's definitely a mix of both. I mean, every time we play Newcastle, they do kind of the same strategy, make sure to shut down Saka, and then the rest of the team does offer nothing.
What's going on with Martinelli? Well, I feel like
it's 8 months of bad form for Martinelli, to be honest. It's trying to get Martinelli to do things that he hadn't done before. I think when Martinelli was most successful when he was like running in behind, receiving the ball nearer to the box, cutting in, shooting.
Yeah.
Here, he's getting it on the wing, like 40 yards away from goal, runs into defenders, and just offers nothing on the left-hand side.
I wonder,
He's missing Xhaka anymore, to be honest. You just have to figure out how to utilize your players.
Yeah, that was a thing. I know.
Wait, how is that a thing?
That was a
Odegaard linking up with Saka and like Xhaka linking up with Martinelli. And
but you know what though? It's actually I agree with that, man. Xhaka got into the box and now
last year. Look at what they did last year without Shaq. Like that was.
I know. Martinelli started.
You know what? Martinelli wasn't like hard.
All your main focus is Martinelli. That's what you mean. Like all Shaq Martinelli. But I feel like Martinelli you have to be like able to adapt. Like it's been 2 seasons now almost. Oh, sorry, a season and a half.
You have to be utilized the same way. I mean, if you're the coach and the coach is now low key targeting Martinelli in the press conferences, I don't know why he's targeting him when the entire team is playing full. But
yeah, a lot of people are like not liking Arteta's press conferences. Like they feel like he's coming off, weird.
Managers, I was telling Wassim, usually managers protect players. We've been used to watching top clubs, like our clubs are competing, and in these like moments where it gets tough, you see managers protect their players. This is the second week or third week in a row where he's throwing Martinelli under the bus, and I don't like it.
Yeah,
and at the end, we created pretty much zero
chances. Yeah,
in no way, shape, or form we deserved anything out of the game. Like you could argue in the other. If you want to give like a reason of excuse, you can argue like some other games they like messed up in the season were like, okay, red cards, debatable calls, whatever. This was just, they were not in the game at all.
You know what's scary? I don't want to change my opinion on Arteta because when he first came in, we all said Arteta out, we're making jokes about it. He became a meme.
Let's say that.
But I won't say anything yet. But you know what's scary?
It's good, man.
It's a third season in a row where Arsenal go to Newcastle and Eddie outplays the exact same structure, exact same football.
I can't figure it out.
Yeah, and he usually played Jolinton in the middle, okay?
Yeah.
every time he goes up against Saka, he'll put Joelinton on the left wing and pair him with Willock on left center midfield, and they double on Saka. And like Arteta, for the first time, sure, maybe it was a different strategy. How we're used to it, but now second game, third game, and you can't get a win over him. You can't combat it. That's kind of scary. I don't understand. Like if you're a top manager, you have to find these are the games you have to win.
You watch team. You watch the last games.
Your system can't collapse with one missing play.
I agree.
Your system cannot collapse. Your system cannot be run on like one or two players missing, and then they cannot function.
Yeah.
And if it does, you need to.
There's a problem. No, there's a problem. Like there's a problem then if you have to rely on these two players to get you somewhere. And honestly, these players do individual brilliance, but they're not winning a title, to be honest, by themselves.
They're true creativity at this point in the team.
But is it a structural issue or is it a player issue?
Wassim wants to get into
it's a Saka and Inshallah right now. It is literally Saka and Inshallah type of ball. If Saka is not going to do any individual brilliance, there's no goals.
But that's been an issue for a long time now with Arsenal. Like people have been saying that of Arteta for a while.
Here's the thing: Arsenal offensively have gotten better through subtraction than addition of players. Like, look, I said it's a recruitment issue, and I said we're not in the title race because I was being realistic from the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
Arteta have had like 8 to 10 transfer windows at this time. On a bunch load of defenders, a couple of midfielders there and there.
Yeah,
100 million, and then offensively, his players that he bought, Willian. His contribution to Arsenal was running his business and getting fat. Gabriel gave a good 3 months and 18 months of dog shit.
Yeah.
Who's finished at 27. Then Fabio Vieira, who got him. And I knew from the beginning Vieira does not have the physicality to play in the Premier League, and now he loaned him out.
Yeah.
Havertz, who he got to play in midfield, but he's a better attacker, so he not center forward.
Yeah.
Even last game, by the way, I don't even know what Havertz's position was. He played right wing, right center mid, left wing, but not striker.
He plays everywhere. He's
his last offensive player, Sterling.
But this is what Arteta did to himself and to the club.
Offensively, you just cannot get recruitment. You literally cannot get any strength.
That's the thing. He made Arsenal into a team where, remember, we used to make fun of Pep that his players are very robotic and you only play under one.
Yeah.
That's what Arteta did. There's no freedom in
There's no freedom.
So now you're in the market. Wassim's always like, I want this guy, but it's so hard to target one striker, for example, when or multiple strikers when you need a certain profile of player. That's why he did to the. That's why it's hard to get a replacement or like a sub for Saka.
Yeah.
That's why when I got Willian and David Luiz, or David Luiz failed under him, Willian failed under him.
Yeah.
Willian went to Fulham and actually gave them a really good season.
Yeah.
A really strong season.
Yeah.
So you start looking at Arteta at this point.
And his only like other good attacker that he bought was Trossard. But honestly, Trossard is just an impact sub. I don't know. And a player, if you start and you're bad, I just don't get.
Yeah. But again, Trossard was reaching elite levels at Brighton. I'm more fluid football with Graham Potter.
But you know what? Maybe the debate could be that the mid-table clubs like Brighton have more freedom to be able to play that way than Arsenal, maybe, because Arsenal is more in need of results, and Arteta doesn't feel like he has time. Remember how we spoke about, I don't know, it was us or who, but like one person brought a point where it's like, why would Yamal play so many games on the Flick? But Flick, in his mind, he's like, I have this 3-year, 2-year contract, whatever it is, and I have to get results to stay in this job. So he's like, whatever I'm going to do is I'm going to get Yamal to play because I need to win. You know what I mean?
Because every man cares about themselves and their stint.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
But Zeiad, Arteta has been there for 5 years. They backed when he was in a relegation fight.
And they're worse now.
Yeah, and they backed Arteta when he had a 10-game winless streak.
Yeah.
So he knows he has all the time. And they give him all the tools to build a team that he would like to build.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't know what excuse he has, to be honest.
But also, like, when you're talking about why Simel starting every game, I mean, that's what Arteta does. I mean, Saka, Saliba, Odegaard, if they have a chopped leg, they will still play in there.
Yeah. No, I know.
He is just buying, like, this year, for example, they got rid of any offensive-minded player that was a bench player. Now, you can argue they're not good enough, but that was your sub-options. Like, okay, things are not going well. Bring on. Newcastle, Who did he bring on? Zinchenko, Jorginho, Ben White.
But you know what it sounds like to me? Arteta.
Is your game offense unlock things when like you need to create a chance.
Yeah. Like Wassim, you know what that makes me like feel like is like that he cares more about the build up and structure of things than the actual individual players. Like he believes that is more important when, in my opinion, it's been always shown that the individual brilliance will always overcome any structure that you have, in my opinion.
In a moment where a game is tight and your system clearly did not win this game, you need some pop up with something magical.
Yeah.
And that's when you he beat that out of his players, by the way. He beat it out of his players. Like they're very rigid, which is why Arsenal are struggling right now.
At the end of the day, it's been 2 months and he still can't figure out how the team can function without Odegaard. And it looks like he's going to like rush him as quick as possible. And I don't even want to set an expectation on Odegaard because let's say if he plays the Chelsea game, if he is fit, they're going to expect like magic out of him. And like in Chelsea, that's in good form. You're not going to expect like a player just to jump in there after 2 months, help him figure it.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, it's been an ongoing issue, but maybe one more question. You said that top four is the only way, if he doesn't get top four, that's the only way you see him getting sacked. I mean, you still agree with that?
That's I think my breaking point personally. I know some people think if they don't win the league
or the Champions League,
they should get fired. I'm like, it's not a given right to win the league. Sure, City is like struggling right now.
Yeah.
Like it's been 20 years without Arsenal like winning the league. Who says Arsenal have a divine right to win the league?
But why does Slot come and top the table in his first year? And Arteta's been there for 5 years. We've been told to trust the process,
but also like nothing against Slot, but like there's a difference when Arteta came to this team and like the Liverpool, like Slot going to Liverpool team.
Yeah,
like he got them when Liverpool was like a top 2, top 3 team in the league. When he got us, we were in the gutters of like players being on like 300K plus contracts, unfit players to play.
Yeah.
Dressing room with people not showing up to training.
Yeah, but we can't hung up on that. Wassim, like
but like
he competed for 2 years now.
Yeah, but but yes, he struggled to get there in like the quicker time because like there was more things to fix.
The team is worse.
And fix.
Yeah.
And like he needed time to get the resources in it initially to like get the team better. And like he did challenge the last 2 years. Maybe that's first year he challenged was unexpected, and it wasn't as big of a challenge because City by the end won it like comfortably, but it was kind of like competitive till like maybe January. Last year was the first year competing, but also the issue was like I said in the summer. Why I said it was never going to be in a league title is because last year we competed because Arteta didn't, for the most part, have to utilize people outside of the first 11. Our first 11, I will put it against any team, but obviously clearly once you take out Odegaard. Once you take Zeiad, there's zero depth in these positions.
Okay, but Wassim, arguably, if you say to City, your top 2 players are going to be taken out, don't you think they're going to struggle too?
And they are, but they figure it out. They have enough reasons.
But figure it out, still they struggle.
Again, this is Arteta and that's Pep. I mean, I'm not going to put Arteta and like Pep trying to figure it out when they're like active team.
Yeah.
I think, but back to the question, I think if he doesn't get tougher, that's where I will like turn Arteta out.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But I'm not gonna like request him again. If he does get top 4 and we still don't buy anyone in January or like summer, I'm looking more at Edu or supposed sporting director. That's all he good is making barbecues, getting fired first because cannot buy players or sell players properly.
But you know what the issue is? I agree with him in terms of like. It's reasonable to want him out if he does not make top 4, but which manager is going to come and manage them? There's not.
That's exactly what I'm thinking because I don't.
Like there was Thiago Motta, there's Ruben Amorim who's not United now.
Yeah.
There was who was about to move.
Yeah.
It's summer.
But none of these managers are managed. I'm not going to argue and say, someone else won't do a better job because at the end of the day, we don't know.
We don't know. Yeah, we don't know.
Like, for example, when United got Ten Hag, Slot obviously clearly is doing better in hindsight, like right now. But like some people are like, he's going to struggle like Ten Hag. Clearly he's not.
Yeah.
And we don't know, like, managers, a lot of these managers right now are like, we're in an era of like new managers coming in. A lot of the older managers are kind of stepping away.
Yeah.
Like in the top of I wouldn't know who like would, let's say, take the job or do a better job with Arsenal than Arteta at this time.
It's a risk. It's a risk.
Which is what I'm saying. You can't really sack him.
You see next this season, if like we can definitely see like when I make it top four, we can have a discussion in an episode about that.
Yeah.
Like, at this moment in time, there's no manager that's gonna come.
Yeah.
The best manager out there for me that I can think of is Xabi Alonso, but I think he's Madrid bound personally.
Yeah, maybe, but it's still Leverkusen, and he still wants to be there.
I just want to go back to the point with Slot and Arteta, because I understand what Wassim is saying, that they have to get rid of dead wood, they have to terminate contracts, also like I said, Aubameyang, Mustafi, whatever we want to talk about. But at one point, do you actually look at Arteta only winning one trophy in 5 years? Now let's rule out the first 2 or 3 years. Rule out, although he is at the club, he is rebuilding the club. So I'm not for the camp of like ruling that out or saying time to rebuild. But what point do you start looking at him? Because did he peak? I personally think Arteta peaked. They won't challenge his.
Won't get any better.
Which is pretty scary considering the league looks like it got a bit weaker with the Man City having Rodri out and with Liverpool having a new manager. And by the way, Liverpool are in transition. You're learning a whole new style of football. You went from chaos to more controlled football, and he has the players playing that way. So that definitely comes down to the manager. Like, he's able to get his message across on the training pitch on a weekly basis. The players are learning, and the team's improving.
Yeah.
Where's Arteta in this? Like, to me,
the league got weaker from the perspectives that the top teams got a bit weaker, but I think the mid teams also improved a lot. I think the league is in a more healthier position because I think a lot of teams stepped up.
Yeah.
And like, see that in the results of like this year, outside of like, I get like, honestly, like we did see Liverpool and like Arsenal play this season, and I thought like it was a fair game.
Yeah.
I don't think either of them like out-coached the other to be like, oh, they're a better coach than each other. I get what you mean. Like, oh, listen, I'm all for a manager, but I think obviously him taking over club also helps than Arteta taking over a dead team that Emery kind of put to the ground even more.
Yeah, but I keep saying, Wassim, again, this is his team now. Like, this is the past 3 years has been his team specifically.
But no, but like also like the Liverpool team personally is a better team also like this year compared to like if you want to head-to-head compare the teams, obviously Liverpool is a better team in my book.
I think so too. I think so too. You look at their fullbacks. I think they have better fullbacks.
Very arguable.
The only
on an individual basis.
Robertson, I know, but I'm thinking.
What's Arnold doing this year?
But he's better than.
They're both teams. Like, there's gonna be issues with even me picking like Arsenal players in the Liverpool team, just because like, for example, I would take Salah like Saka, but like Salah has plays in the right positions.
Yeah,
I can't like put him. Saliba, for example, I would maybe arguably put him over Konate, and that will be disputed.
No, I don't think so. I think Saliba, Van Dijk. We should do that. We should do the.
I'm loving, and because I honestly, in my opinion, more Arsenal players get into the team than Liverpool players.
Okay, wait. So hold on. Let's actually do those right now. I'm down to do that. If you were to do a Liverpool Arsenal XI, who would your keeper be? Alisson.
You need to keep account. You need to keep account right here.
Okay, Alisson. All right.
Alisson. Okay. Right back, I'm thinking Ben White all day.
I'll take Arnold.
I'm thinking Arnold.
If you want,
let's talk about this season. Let's talk about this season and what's happening right now. Because Arnold's not doing anything. Arnold's not contributing to Liverpool this year.
And you're saying White?
White hasn't contributed that much. And like he's a bit below what he was last season, but like
I get it. But to me, I'll take Ben White all day because at least he's solid defensively. Arnold, he's dribbled by every single game, and I see people defend him on Twitter.
Yeah,
I'm really panicking on Twitter, like Arnold out for him. Yeah, personally, I'm taking Ben White. You guys take Arnold?
I'm thinking Arnold.
Okay.
So
we'll say Saliba Van Dijk.
Okay, everyone agrees.
Left back all day. Who do you want, Califorri or do you want Timber? You have 2 Arsenal players ahead of Robertson.
That one I will say, yeah, I will take Timber.
I'll take Timber.
Okay, midfield. My God, Liverpool midfield
Has to be Rice.
Has to be Rice.
McAllister.
I would not take Szoboszlai.
I don't know. I would.
Mason Mount.
I would not take Szoboszlai. I would take McAllister before them.
Yeah. So my midfield 3 is Rice, Odegaard, and McAllister.
Midfield.
It's almost the same. I would just Szoboszlai over McAllister. I just feel it's more balanced. But okay.
Front 3, I will play Havertz, Diaz or Gakpo, Havertz or Nunes, or over Jota.
I'm not doing that. I'm doing Nunes every day of the week. Fuck Havertz. Everything to do with Havertz.
No, I want
See,
to
this is fine.
It's not biased. Not biased.
No, guys,
No.
I'm telling you, Havertz is outperforming them.
I don't. No, he's not.
He's outperforming them. He statistically speaking, he's outperforming them.
I watch with these two eyes, and I just feel a sinking feeling right here.
No.
He doesn't give me it.
Nunez.
Damn. Okay, well, I whatever. Let's put Nunez, and I'll take Salah over Salah.
So not having second criminal, but I mean, Salah is playing there, so
Wait. We need Nunes, Salah, and I'm thinking Saka.
it has to be via from the left.
Liverpool front three.
I'm thinking Saka. I'm putting Saka on the left. If we're gonna do it, you could do that.
Oh, if we can pull players out of position, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Saka can do Saka can cross.
Our one of Arteta being rigid and we're being rigid. Saka, who kind of left with son.
Well, I need that. I need that combination. But okay, yeah. Alisson, Arnold, White for Mo, Saliba, Van Dijk, Timber, Rice, Odegaard, McAllister, and Nunez, Salah, and Saka.
How many players Liverpool? How many Arsenal?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 for 6 and 5. Okay, six Liverpool's, 5 Arsenal. Split.
I mean, it is a split, but honestly, I think like Slot has more to work with personally. I think, like for example, if they don't score, they have depth to bring off the bench. Like let's say the front three cannot score or they cannot figure it out. He has options.
Yeah.
Right now, Arteta's options are Jesus and Sterling. We lost. But let me tell you, if the front three are starting not going to score goals, Jesus and Sterling are going to do that.
Weather feature about that.
One time I've seen Jesus and Sterling play, I closed the stream because my eyes couldn't tolerate what I was seeing.
But again, who do you put that down to? No Arteta, no Edu.
But that's what I'm saying. I want Edu stacked. I'm like, if Arteta gets top 4, I would give him one more season.
Mm-hmm.
But I would want Edu stacked if he cannot get this play.
But Arteta has been vocal in who he wants, and he's gotten the players who he wants.
But maybe he's just saying that for the meeting.
It's not many
coaches, because
not many coaches gonna be outspoken that much about they're gonna fight with their boards or directors. Not long will throw them on.
I agree, but like, isn't it very clear to all of us that the players they wanted to get rid of, he got rid of?
Yeah.
So I'd assume that when it comes to transfers, he has a big.
So listen to him.
And he got him to terminate Aubameyang and Ozil's contract, humongous contract. The club took a loss for Arteta. So if you're gonna sit there and tell me he doesn't have the say in who to bring in to replace them,
oh no, but like I'm with you for those players were dead wood. I'm with you in like, they need to be removed. They need to be removed regardless of who they bought. But clearly, Edu's struggling to buy players. Apparently, we were told we were gonna get Cisco this summer. Nothing happened. They wanted Nico Williams. That for me was so unrealistic. But you're telling me you go from an unrealistic Nico Williams to Sterling. There has to be like a few people in the middle of that list before they went from Nico Williams to Sterling. Bear in mind, we are very loyal customers to Chelsea when we get absolute shit.
Yeah, of course.
It didn't work out. David Luiz didn't work out. William didn't work out. Jorginho and Havertz and then now Sterling. We're wasting money.
Yeah.
On the other hand, we got Ashley Cole. We got Fabregas.
Yeah.
At least it's a direct contact. Just that detour.
But it came through Arsenal,
Yeah.
But we did diverge definitely from the initial question. For me, top 4 is the minimum for him to stay at the job.
Personally, I agree.
It's personally struggling to buy players with Champions League football. What's gonna happen if you go after Europa League?
Yeah. I'm just dying out.
Bare minimum.
I'm dying. She's just looking at the camera.
Oh, you can see. No, maybe he's in the frame.
But yeah, no, that's. I agree. I think they regressed a little bit. So I'm really hoping to get top 4 at least, and then we go one more season with signings that are gonna make the team actually stronger, and not signing that fake signings. It's like the panic signings you do at FM. You're like, oh my god, do something.
You have an issue with like plan Bs, Arsenal right now. Your plan A is definitely not working with one injury, which is not an excuse. You cannot just collapse. But there's just zero. The plan A is non-existent right now, and plan B, there's just never been a plan B. There's no super sub to bring off the bench. Like I said, last year we lucked out with Trossard every now and then. There's just non-existent right now.
Yeah, I think it's a difficult thing for Arsenal to go through 3 games where they drop points, and now next week they have Chelsea. So let's see what happens.
don't even look at Chelsea. We have Inter Milan on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so the next game we want to talk about is Chelsea United. The Chelsea dropping points to relegation teams, as per usual. So Mo, your team, what happened?
What happened? A lot happened. I think there's an issue. First of all, as Chelsea fans, obviously I love the style of play we have. I love the merit we have. I love my players, but it seems like because they are a young team, you can very clearly see their inexperience.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you why. Against Liverpool, for example, Cole Palmer, it wasn't specifically man marked in the first half by Curtis Jones.
Yeah.
But they locked up his area and he didn't know how to react.
Yeah.
And he out on the pitch did not exist. I don't blame him for that. It's his second season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Second men's season.
Yeah.
And then today something similar happened. I guess United realized that Jackson's another main man. Jackson had literally a square around him. The two holding the field, Ugarte and Casemiro, and the two center backs. He was stuck in the. Jackson likes to drop. He couldn't find solutions, and I guess it is on course to change something and get him a bit more involved. Yeah, but we struggled for that. Palmer was more in the game today, so I guess you could say he is learning, which keeps me optimistic with Enzo because you could definitely tell that he's doing something on a training pitch. But yeah, we're still at that stage where a team doesn't press us. We don't know how to really play against them. We looked really good against Liverpool, even though we lost, because they give us space to play. Like they pressed really high against us, and we're very comfortable in playing out. You can see patterns that actually help us escape the back and escape the press. Yeah. Today, United had a middle-low block, and we'd end up in their half and we play very slow football. Yeah. Sideways football, and then questionable decision making in terms of where we're taking shots from, where we're putting crosses from, who we even got to. Jackson does not have that box presence. Yeah. And I think the next transfer window, we need a striker that has box presence. Jackson is not that guy that's gonna win headers.
Yo, you spent 1.5 billion. Go and tell me I'm looking forward to the transfer window. Put Felix in there. I don't know.
How much money have we made? You want to talk about the look?
Oh my, yo, we're looking at a QuickBooks.
We're nowhere near the red line.
I know you're not counting, but come on.
Yeah. And you need to understand something. We are generating so much money off of player sales from the academy. Also,
no.
The wage structures yet, we have one of the best wage structures in the league. Our highest paid player is probably Reece James at 200K. After that, Enzo 180, and everyone else is at 175K to 100K a week. Do you hear that in the Premier League? It's unheard of. It's genuinely unheard of. If you pull up a list of players being paid per week, it's over 100K easily for any team that has a starting 11.
Okay. I get the money side. I'm saying you signing a physical player constantly.
Yeah, but here's the thing. This issue, of course, it's a board issue, but I think finally we find a manager that they trust because he plays the football that the sporting directors wanted to play. And I think they let him build his own team. And I'm not saying that Jackson doesn't suit him. We are plan B. We don't, just like what he was talking about, we don't have a plan B. I'm not opposed to keeping the ball on the floor, doing rotation and doing everything you want to open a team up. Yeah. But when we were chasing the game today. And I love that. By the way, at Old Trafford 1-1, you're committing numbers. I love that. Oh, let's change it up. Put the ball in the box. Putting the ball in the box requires a specific profile of striker that we don't.
Yeah. You just don't have. Yeah. Who would you sign? Do you have a player in mind?
I do, man. Sporting striker.
Oh yes. But do you think he's gonna be expensive?
Oh, 100%. He has a release cost of 80 million, I think. But Wassim was saying after a specific number of years, which I think is by the end of the summer or next summer, is gonna go down.
Okay. Another thing I was gonna say about him from Sporting. So if you look at Bastos.
Exactly. I was going to bring that up, by the way. But
if you bring it up, it's concerning. But a different type of striker. I get it.
The profile. This guy's really good on the floor. He has space, he's strength. And I'm saying, box presence. He put the ball in the air, just like Osimhen. Yeah. We put the ball in the air. These guys are attacking.
Wait, getting something. Don't you think you get Osimhen?
No, thank you. I was against his signing. If you go to my Twitter.
No, I understand that. I'm saying he's at Galatasaray right now. On loan.
And he's very well, by the way.
But he's going to go somewhere after.
Alpha needs to be studied. I don't know how he ended up in Galatasaray.
Because we fell out with Napoli.
Yeah, he fell out bad with Napoli. Yeah. That's a red flag for me.
Huge. He seems like a red flag.
Yeah, man. He's very, I don't know. He's very,
okay,
he's a striker.
Yeah.
But he's not someone I want on my club. And again, the way Chelsea are going, we're signing players with that want wages that fit our structure, which is why we were so deterred from him. Which I love, because you don't want to break the weight structure for someone like him. Cole Palmer only got a raise this year. Hey, Cole Palmer is sitting at 120K. This guy deserves 200K. He doesn't no.
Yeah.
Performed like crazy last year, got his reward. Jackson got his reward, and you move. So yeah. I'm definitely. But yeah, Chelsea this game,
1-1,
because of the way we played, and how there's no plan B.
Yeah, I was looking more at the the United side. I was trying to see how they're gonna play or like what they're looking like, and I thought, listen, like honestly, United have good fullback pairing. I'm not gonna lie, I like them both.
Yes.
I like Mizraoui and Delo.
Yeah,
I like that a lot, and it's really balanced. And Mizraoui killed it again today. I just thought, man, Ugarte, it seems like a horrendous signing.
100%.
Horrendous signing. You have Casemiro and Ugarte together? That is disgusting. What is that pivot?
Huh?
What is that pivot? Like,
I don't know.
Ugarte is not footballer.
That man has no, like, his temperament is horrible. He jumps into any tackle. Anticipation is horrible. They look at the amount, like the volume of like tackles.
Yeah.
Look at how many tackles he puts in.
Yeah.
Look how he loses.
Yeah. I don't know.
Him coach his player though, so like he could at least maybe he might.
Let's not say the coach is gonna unlock a player. This guy is who he is.
And so he knows.
No, I get it. No, I understand. I know, but I'm saying like I don't think he will unlock him because these kind of players in the Premier League, you gotta be someone good on the ball, and I don't think he's that good.
Go back, Ilder. This is like 15 years ago. He'd make it in the Premier League. Not these days. What do you offer on the ball? Nothing. Horrendous ball.
And they have Casemiro beside him.
Casemiro, I feel sorry for him, man. That guy.
I know sometimes.
If around him and the protection, he'll perform. But if
you can't play beside Modric and Kroos for your whole career.
Yeah.
Let Pogba come back to United. They're both unlock each other. Casemiro and Pogba.
Yeah, I agree, but no.
For United, at least they were a bit more organized today, and there was at least a bit more togetherness. I think the same suspects up front, kind of like
Rashford. Oh my, Garnacho especially is such a selfish player. I rate him, but he's selfish as fuck.
Selfish.
Today, like twice, he could have played the ball to.
By the way, this is a weekly basis.
Yeah, and he throws his hands. And to me, I don't like him and Rashford too. Like they've not been playing well, either of them, and it's just kind of concerning because you need your wingers. And like then Haaland is trying to set up with Bruno Fernandes. I saw it this game, but man, Haaland sometimes his decision making, how slow he is on the ball. Sometimes
he does not release the ball quick enough.
Yeah, it's too slow for me. And
I know what
go.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
I was gonna say the good thing is though, like. This stuff is coachable. It's not like he's making bad decisions.
Yeah.
He is slow on the ball.
Yeah.
Good of that.
Yeah.
Doesn't release, but like it's coachable. And also, he's a very similar striker to Gyökeres at Sporting.
Yeah,
look at them. I'm not gonna say he's gonna put up insane numbers, but I've been saying like since they signed Amorim, I think he's gonna get a lot out of him, and the system's gonna change, and he's gonna have players around him. Haaland needs players around him. He's almost like a target now.
Yeah, no, I agree because Haaland, like again, when you don't have your wingers working. Especially as a striker, what are you gonna do? Like, I don't think it's something that's gonna help you out at all. But yeah, I think like you said, like with the 3 in the back, I think they put 3 in the back or like 5 in the back. Omerum, and let's see how it works. They need something different. And by the way, he said that he rejected all the clubs that came to him, and he really wanted to coach United. And so
he said he literally paid a ticket to go to West Ham to speak to.
Really?
I
don't know that.
That's embarrassing.
It's all talk. He's trying to sell us some. It's all selling, marketing.
But I want something about United. It wasn't like I don't think Vinicius did anything special today.
No,
he sat back.
Yeah, no.
The counterattack. They play counterattack football, but it's not hard to coach a defensive game.
They don't look much different.
Behind a lot. We got behind.
Yeah.
And our game plan is very obvious. You keep your touchline fingers, you get them one-on-one with your fullbacks. We did that every single time. It's not like we're doing it. We just weren't like efficient with the ball. That's all.
Yeah. I don't think you guys had a good build-up. I just think that, like, for example, Caicedo still, man, I don't know.
Really?
Really, I don't know, man. his game to me seems rushed. It seems like it just doesn't seem structured or it's just chaotic. So to me, that kind of player scares me because he's not to be consistent with you. But I'm not saying he had a bad game. But I just think that I can see tendencies that throw me off. But that volley was amazing.
I agree with you, by the way, Ziad, about his game. But again, like watching from last year to this year, he was a lot more hectic and chaotic than Poch. He calmed down. So I can see improvement in his game. I genuinely think he's going to keep improving. Also, last week I was talking to my brother. We were watching the game against Newcastle.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, Caicedo does not shoot enough. Whenever I see him hit a ball, this man hits a ball clean.
Yeah.
Only this today, I swear to you, I was on the last year against Spurs and when we beat them 4-1 away, he scored a goal that was disallowed, left foot outside the box. Like,
really?
Hit a ball.
Curve or power?
Curve
or power?
Power. Good laces.
I can see he has a good shot.
I really love Caicedo.
He has a really good shot. The other game, Liverpool-Brighton, 2-1.
Wait, do you want to talk about Enzo?
Oh God.
Yeah, no one wants to talk about Enzo.
It's one good cameo. It's okay.
Yeah, it's a cameo that he came on for. And listen, he had some good ideas. Again, Enzo, great ideas.
You think Enzo's going to make it in the Premier League?
Oh.
Is he ever...
What does that mean, though? Does that mean is he going to live to his price tag?
Because right now, he started the season off as a starter, and now he's been pushed to the bench because of Lavia. But I don't know, man. I personally, when I watch him at Chelsea, I don't defend him based on Chelsea performances, by the way. I can't. There's nothing to defend there.
Yeah.
But I watched a lot of him in Benfica in the Champions League, and I watched him in the World Cup.
Yeah.
And I watch him whenever he plays like World Cup qualifiers for Argentina. I love him, man. There is so much to his game that we're not seeing in the Premier League because I am convinced this man is being played out of position. Now the issue is
what is his where do you play?
He needs to be playing next to a box-to-box or a more attacking-minded midfielder that's gonna step up, that's gonna let him sit deep and dictate. At Chelsea, man, he's playing in between the lines. He's playing like next to Cole Palmer whenever he steps in.
So you have to be playing.
Receive the ball with his back to the goal. That is not Enzo, man.
Yeah.
It's not Enzo. I think he moves. He leaves Chelsea the next.
Do you beat him starting? I don't see him successful at like Chelsea because I would go with Caicedo or Lavia.
Nope.
Because like he will be like.
But you don't think Enzo can play with them?
Well, Lavia's getting a bit too comfortable. By the way, I love him, but he's getting a bit comfortable in the lineup because as soon as he returned from injury, he got a start and he performed well against Liverpool, and now he's 2 or 3 consecutive starts.
Yeah.
But no, Enzo. I think Enzo, for the good of his career, I want him to leave.
But
I love him.
But you don't think Enzo can play with both of them in the midfield?
Not in this system. Not in this system.
Palmer,
he's gonna change the way he plays.
Yeah. You know? I don't think he makes it, to be honest. But I think he's gonna still have a good career. I just think that
a phenomenal career. I genuinely think so. By the way,
where's he gonna go?
Where's he gonna go?
He's going to Barcelona. Come off the bench for Caicedo.
He's gonna go to Madrid and he's gonna cook in Madrid. You heard it here first.
Madrid will not sign him. They don't sign like pussies.
You heard it here first. I've been saying Enzo is...
His stock is down. You think Madrid's going to go for him? Madrid is... How about this? Would you do Tchouaméni and Enzo trade?
Lavia at my club. No, thank you. I have a ball winner. I have a guy that gets out of the press easily. I have a guy that has long range passing.
So Lavia is better than Tchouaméni?
Oh yes. Tchouaméni plays for France and he plays for Madrid.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Hard to compete with PR when it comes to France.
Yeah. No, PR. No. Think about the France and Madrid. Think about FIFA. It's just too good.
Kolo Muani had one good game at the World Cup and then had a stinker in the final, and he still managed to get a move to PSG for what, over 70 or 80 million? Come on.
Yeah.
French.
That's what happens with French players.
Have juice.
Legit. I blame this on FIFA. Okay, the next topic we want to talk about, we're still joined by Mimi on the couch. But we want to talk about, a little bit of Liverpool-Brighton the City game too. But just to start off, Liverpool-Brighton, Salah with the winner. Once again, saving Liverpool. What do you guys think of the game? And what do you guys think about Liverpool so far this season? And alongside Salah, he's been unbelievable. So don't show us your ass. But yeah, so what do you guys think about Salah and Liverpool and how they've been kind of winning all the time now?
They are.
I
Yeah,
mean, Salah honestly is timeless, to be honest. It seems like he's just hitting it all the time.
yeah,
I think Brighton really played well early on, but I felt like Anfield, Liverpool, it's like it always will be a comeback after.
yeah.
I think really made changes in the second half, and that's when Liverpool started getting back in the game.
They were a lot better in the second half. Yeah,
And once they started like getting in rhythm, that it felt like it was coming.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, I was gonna say, what's it called? Like Brighton, obviously, we know they play good football. They started really well, and again, Enfield is like with the fans. I hate that place. I absolutely despise that place.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
never comfortable. Yeah, as a Barcelona fan, you can speak about your own experiences. I
And
don't want to.
I don't watch that game. I don't know about that game. I don't think about that game.
And bear in mind, they had some subs that game. But anyways, moving on. Um, you know what's crazy? I remember Arsenal a few years ago, like calm game, 0-0 at Anfield. Arsenal holding their own, a very
Yeah,
competitive game. Arteta decides to fight with Klopp. The Cup side and
goes
Anfield get
crazy.
riled up,
Yeah,
and Liverpool just like go in and they end
yeah,
up winning the game like two or three
yeah,
goals.
yeah.
I think happened yesterday, 1-0.
Sorry guys, technical difficulties as usual. Mo was saying about Anfield, the impact it does on a team and the performance. So keep going. Yeah, you had some more points.
Yeah, so I was just saying how Anfield, when it erupts, when players or managers rile up the crowd,
Yeah,
then it's probably the worst thing you can do because that team will come at you until they end up winning the game or doing some sort of like insane comeback.
yeah.
Um,
It's like
and like I was
angering. It's like
you one second, I'm not done because I just want to mention your Barca when they lost 4-0 at Anfield.
I don't remember that game. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. That's not a memory that I have. It's
The Alba
forgotten.
Alba tears at halftime. How can
Uh,
you forget the Alba tears at halftime? How can you forget Robertson disrespecting
Messi.
your goal, Leo,
Yeah,
on the
but then he went
floor?
and checked him. He went and checked him.
Man.
He did. He checked him, and he's
Yeah,
like,
but he
"Yo,"
lost. He walked out of Anfield a loser, head down.
but Messi's a winner.
But he walked out a loser.
2022 World Cup.
Oh man. Oh man.
That's
You
all I
know
gotta
the
say. I don't gotta say anything else.
but yeah, and we were talking about how Salah is just an inevitable monster.
Yeah,
Uh,
as usual.
probably as usual. And yeah, what I was thinking of saying is we're seeing this debate of Hazard and Salah fly around Twitter,
Yeah,
shameless by the way.
it's
People
always
shamelessly
Chelsea
Hazard.
Twitter and fucking like Liverpool Twitter get bored and they talk about it. I swear.
International break, Hazard Salah,
How's
and it's
Salah?
crazy because
What?
how are you comparing a player who's still playing at the peak of his powers
Yeah,
to a guy who retired he retired 2 years ago, right, or
33.
last year?
I'm not retired, but yeah, pretty much.
So
Yeah,
relevant, I forgot about him.
he,
But to me, he retired even before that. The
he
moment he
retired at
signed for
Madrid.
Madrid,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
he
he
retired
was
at Madrid.
finished. Now, if we want to talk about individual awards, we want to talk about team awards,
yeah.
Champions Leagues,
Salah,
Player of the Season awards, Ballon
Salah.
d'Or nominations, Golden Boots, Playmaker of the Season award, Team of the Season, Player of the Month. I don't know, man.
Okay,
To
listen,
me,
listen.
clear
I
debate.
want to play devil's advocate. I'm
Mhm.
gonna do the other side, even though
Yeah.
honestly I probably side with Salah. But people will argue with you that football wise, his ability, Hazard was
Mhm.
probably better. But he just, unfortunately, he's one of those players that didn't take care of his body, didn't improve the levels he should have been at, and he didn't add to his game. So I would say he's probably maybe lazier than Salah, but
Yeah.
footballing wise, he's probably a little bit better.
You know what's funny? This is to me, this is like a Messi and Ronaldo debate at a lower level, and I'll tell you why. We'll say Messi has natural talent, like Hazard.
Why did you do this? Why?
No, natural talent, because people call it natural talent. I think he worked a lot on himself, Messi,
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah.
So I think saying someone has just natural talent and leaving it to that is extremely
Yeah,
disrespectful.
yeah. I know. I agree. And people that go like, "Oh, Messi was born to play." No one was born to fucking do anything.
But
You're
and
built.
then we'll say Salah is Ronaldo because he's the more rigid one. He doesn't look as aesthetic on the ball and
Yeah,
all that, right?
yeah, yeah,
However, with Hazard, although he has all that God-given talent, let's say,
yeah,
what has he done with it? At
yeah,
least Messi, you saw what he's done with it. He's worked on himself
yeah,
and he went to the heights he could have reached, which is sad because Hazard, in my opinion, was always the third best player after them. He just
yeah,
never took it to the next level just
yeah.
because he didn't feel like it. That's so sad. Now you look at Salah, the grinding he did.
Hard work. Yeah,
Uh,
and became a better playmaker now too. Like,
Exactly. Salah
yeah,
failed. Let's not forget, he failed in England. He
yeah,
failed at Chelsea, and every single fan and their mothers wrote Salah off.
yeah,
Every single fan and their mothers wrote Salah off.
yeah,
This man did not waste time at Chelsea. Went off to Italy, two successful loan spells at Fiorentina, then leveled up at Roma, and back to Liverpool. And before he signed for Liverpool, he said, "I am back to prove people wrong." So he spoke before he even showed his football. And what did we see? We saw a demon under Klopp. We
yeah.
saw a different version. Like he grew up, became a man, and like grew into his own, found his playing style, understood himself, and look at him now, 33, 8 seasons in Liverpool, and just absolutely killing it.
Yeah, I think that he should stay too, like not go to Sardia. Honestly, if I'm Liverpool, I'm re-signing him for sure. That's one of the veteran players on the team, and he's always been top scorer. He helps the team out in difficult situations. So selling him just to prove that you want to move on to the next cycle, I hate that mentality. When a player is outstanding and still at this level, and he's not just like barely passing by, and no, he's the superstar of the team still. You don't
Some
sell him.
players, you just have to retire at the club. I don't know. Like we're no longer in a generation. I feel like where a player will retire at like the
Yeah,
team that
yeah,
they're on. It
Yeah.
feels like on top of my head, like you would have thought Messi would have retired at Barca, for example.
yeah. But
But
he
like,
fucking got kicked out, the motherfuckers.
but and like for me, yeah, like at this point, you would think Salah because like his form hasn't really dropped. You're not gonna say, oh, like the team kind of surpassed him. He's
Mhm.
Yeah,
still part of that
yeah,
team.
He's the
And
main
yeah,
man.
yeah. Main man.
man, the Twitter is hilarious. I mean, people got bored of Gerrard and Lampard, so I guess they wanted to move on to like
Yeah.
Salah and Hazard.
It's a new
Yeah,
era.
I think Salah.
Really is a big factor. And at the end of the day, Salah is on the ilk of like LeBron and Ronaldo, where they do have talent, but the way they take care of their body is just like next level.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
And like those players just don't slow down; they just
yeah.
maintain. So like
So
he could literally play as long as he wants. Like he can, he literally feels like it has at least minimum 4 more years.
yeah, I
Exactly.
feel at least 2 more years, but 4 years I can see being doable.
He's adapted his game. The most thing I love about this guy and appreciate
Yeah,
about this guy, he's adapted his game. Salah was nowhere near a playmaker when he first came into England. He
yeah,
was a pace merchant who knew how to position himself in the box, and he wasn't even that good of a finisher. He just scored a lot of goals. He had a high volume of chances.
yeah.
Salah, the finisher he is, he developed his game, became like his striking of the ball became cleaner. His passing became cleaner.
Definitely
His vision,
passing.
like he adapted his game with his age. Lost some pace, that doesn't matter. Like he gained
Yeah,
some yards in his brain, man. Like the
yeah.
vision he has, insane.
I agree. So Wasim, you go with Salah?
Yeah, I have no skin in the game, but I would definitely go for like Salah.
I
Like
go
outside
with Hazard.
ability, there's nothing Hazard that would surpass Salah, and literally outside of technical ability, that's it.
What do you mean? Drop
Yeah.
of the shoulder. He's a better drop of the shoulder.
The funny thing is, that's what I think I was arguing with someone today on Twitter, as per usual, and I was like, man, you know how just comparing like Ronaldo and Messi to Salah and Hazard.
Yeah,
Listen, Ronaldinho is Hazard. Two lazy people
yeah,
who had so much skill that didn't do
yeah,
anything with it,
yeah,
and Salah has Messi. Like
yeah,
you worked on your craft, and
yeah.
again against this whole thing of saying Messi had
Yeah,
natural
you're gonna
talent.
be fighting with Brazil Twitter now too.
Oh, they
No,
actually rate Ronaldo.
Ronaldinho was elite, but at least he had that peak one season. You know, I know Hazard had his peak too, but actually no, Messi and Ronaldo are involved.
Sad. It sounds like I'm hating on Hazard. I love this
Oh,
guy.
yeah,
This guy came to Chelsea at a time after we won the Champions League. We were supposed to go to the next level. We didn't. We
yeah,
declined very badly.
yeah.
He still managed to win 2 leagues, but like his performance, I never felt like
Champions
Hazard,
League.
especially in Europe. He
Yeah,
carried us in the league for sure.
yeah,
In Europe, he never really carried us. Like his best run was the semifinals against Atletico Madrid, where we got knocked out. The next best thing after that was when we beat Arsenal in the Europa League final. But again, man, that's like Europa League, and that's not the level I want to be watching.
You did not have to mention that. Not to,
I gotta
not
take
to-
a little,
I,
you know. I
I,
gotta take a shot at Zeiad. I take a
I,
shot
I
at
didn't
Zeiad.
have to remember the 4-1. I'm good.
I don't know how Chelsea beat you guys 4-1 at the time. I know they were hot, but in form.
And one of Wassim's favorite players, Giroud, came back to haunt him. And he celebrated, by the way. I just want to mention
How
that.
how
don't
does
want
that feel?
get enough abuse from that X side that I chose Liverpool, and I don't have to celebrate Giroud's goals.
Wait, Wasim, why do you not hate on Giroud the way you hate on Henri? Because you think Henri turned his back on the
No, no.
club?
I at one point did not like Henri because like I felt in a time where like coaches should have like had some loyalty and supported the manager who was getting abused from all direction.
Wenger.
Him making comments about Wenger
Oh, as a pundit, yeah.
was unprovoked.
And then you saw
Now,
the biggest slander of a man for 6 years after that from Wassim Lesedi. The
Yeah,
campaign.
Henry.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. Great. So the next game, just a little bit touch on again the City game, 2-0. Sorry, 2-1. City losing that game and now again dropping points. I feel like they've been always close to dropping points consistently every game without Rodri. But honestly, how big of a mess do you think Rodri's gonna be for the long term? Do you think they're not gonna win the title because of Rodri, or do you think they're gonna figure it out once De Bruyne comes in?
De Bruyne did sit on the bench at Bournemouth, but
Yeah,
I agree with him that there was no need to, I think, rush him back.
I agree.
You cannot afford to get him like more injured.
Yeah,
I think Haaland's gonna be a bit more help. We don't have to delve in like Haaland should figure it out without De Bruyne too.
yeah,
But like I think creativity wise, I think it's gonna get better a bit with De Bruyne back in.
yeah,
Their chances definitely does decrease without Rodri, but the thing about City is that they always figure it out. And even then, this season they haven't played well,
yeah,
but with a bit of luck, they managed outside of this game to win all the other
yeah,
games.
yeah,
Like this was, and honestly, like there was a couple chances that Haaland missed at the end that it could
yeah,
have been a two, could have literally salvaged the game.
yeah, yeah.
But honestly, they do always figure it out. I think with De Bruyne, it's going to be a bit more help. But I just want to touch on a little funny comment from all the pundits I had to listen there for a week and get off of Twitter. Apparently, 10-man Arsenal with no injuries, you should figure it out against.
Um,
But City will get a pass with this game. But clearly, it's to say more about Bournemouth because I think a lot of these mid-table teams are like putting in performances.
yeah.
I just want to put that out there because the look I've been hearing for the past week was not next level.
I just want to say that winning at Bournemouth away isn't for everyone.
It's not, and
If you
I can see. Oh, you guys won 3-1, right?
1-0.
1-0.
1-0 and then Robert Sanchez penalty save.
Look, we had to do. You had to do so much just to win that game.
We got killed that game. We got annihilated. Annihilated.
Yeah, honestly, those are the best games to come out with a win. Honestly,
I know.
get killed.
That's what I felt like Chelsea made an improvement. But so here's the thing with my opinion on the whole City thing. Pep always figures it out. Now, how long is it gonna take you to change something? Because now I'm not really used to seeing Pep play players out of position,
Yeah,
but I'm seeing Diaz Nunes on the left wing, which I
yeah,
don't like.
yeah,
Um, Now the thing with Rodri, I think he goes. Everyone like the appreciation for Rodri is always like his ability on the ball, which I love. He's
yeah,
insane on the
yeah,
ball.
yeah.
Like he appreciates the ball. He takes care of it, right?
Especially the DM.
It's
Like,
insane.
yeah,
But what I think people don't recognize is the amount of counterattacks he stops because of his positioning.
yeah,
Now, what I'm waiting for Pep to do is maybe push Akanji in there, or put I don't know if Stones is fit or not.
Stones
Play
maybe. Yeah,
Stones. He used to use the Stones in that position, and you need that presence in there. And I also want to see him put Nunes back from the left wing into the middle because you need some energy in the middle, a box to box, and you need Akanji to sit because what we're seeing right now, the trajectory of like the way City games are going, I
yeah,
personally don't think they can win the league anymore.
yeah. I agree.
I figure it out, but unless he makes that like a tactical tweak of that nature, I don't think they win it, and I still think Liverpool run away with it.
So you think someone who can replace a little bit of what Roger can bring in terms of
Presence.
physicality, presence? Yeah, yeah. But I was gonna say like I think there's just a lot of underperforming players right now for City.
I was
Like,
gonna, I was gonna mention Foden
yeah,
honestly because he's just underperforming. Like
heavily.
there's just and no outputs coming from him either from assists or from like scoring.
Yeah, and some like he had two chances that I think honestly he should have scored, and he just did not. And I think he just lacks the. He just doesn't know how to get himself in scenarios where he can create for, like for example, for Haaland, he has a hard time without De Bruyne. Like Foden should be stepping up to be able to grab the ball and create something for Haaland. And you've been playing for Haaland with Haaland good for Haaland with Haaland for a long time now. And it's for Holland, to be honest, man. You better ride his back. He's gonna win you games. So I think they have to figure it out. And Foden has been underperforming for a long time to the
Things
level
is,
people say.
he did. If I'm not mistaken, he did win like
He
like
played
the
really well last
English
season.
Player
Yeah.
of the
Really,
Year
Yeah,
award.
yeah,
Well, I think since the Euros, something like I don't know switched off because in the Euros it was pretty poor and like there was the debates of like what's the starting three behind Kane need to be.
Yeah.
But and I think generally since the Euros, it's just his form has just went down.
But you know what? I think I mean, for England, can we really like take England form into consideration, given that Southgate does not know how to manage
Southgate
a
is a
team?
terrorist. Yeah, I don't know how you cannot figure out those players, but it's just his form since then has just not been the same.
Also, Foden, like I don't even, to be honest with you, I don't think we should look at him as a playmaker. I've never taken him as a playmaker. This man is a second striker. He is a Joao Felix. He is their Joao Felix. This
Yeah.
man is a second striker, like a shadow striker,
Yeah,
whatever
he's
you want
not
to
a
call it.
playmaker.
Creator. He
No.
has the ability, but
Yeah.
he that's not him. Foden, if you look at his game, he wants to be the main man. He
Yeah.
really, like I know, considering like the change from how elite he was last season, he came into this season thinking he's gonna be the main man, although Haaland exists,
Yeah.
and it hasn't gone the way he liked. Like he started off the season on the bench. There have been injuries, and Pep still didn't turn to him.
Yeah.
He hasn't been looking to him to save the team. So I think that definitely takes like a hit with on Foden's confidence.
Do you think it's just a confidence issue right now? Like maybe he'll pick it up?
Issue, and it's a system issue because again he's a second striker. He's not a playmaker, and him and Holland are like it's almost like they're fighting for who's the main man. Also, I don't think we spoke enough about Pep's signings since last summer. They haven't hit. Doku is very hit and miss.
Very.
Kovacic, I thought Kovacic would kill it. He did
Yeah.
not hit.
No.
Mateus Nunes did not hit, and it seemed like Pep was turning to a way where like he was signing ball carriers. Like, yeah, look at Nunes, you look at Doku,
Yeah.
you look at
Kovacic. Yeah.
and then again this year, it seems like he reverted to the more tiki-taka style with like touchline wingers. And
Yeah.
again, doesn't look like that's working. Savinho is doing well, but I guess now he's injured. So
He was on the bench though, so I think
Yeah.
he should come in.
I don't know why he didn't come on, and they only had 2 subs the whole game, so that is kind of weird, especially when you're down a goal, like you're trying to score. And,
Vardiol is their savior these days.
sorry.
Vardiol is their savior these days.
Yo,
left back.
the header, the goal last week.
The striker.
I'm confused. But yeah, I think City, like you said, will figure it out. Now, maybe like you said, they need a presence in the midfield to kind of help them out. But we'll see. I see them figuring it out, but I still think they win the title. Unfortunately.
Dude,
Bear in mind,
Yeah.
we're saying figure it out. Outside of the Bournemouth game, they're winning games.
Yeah.
Like they're struggling, but like figuring out while winning.
But you know what I mean, like the dominance that we used to.
I know what you mean,
Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to kind of touch based on a team that we've maybe watched over the weekend, over the week, that you guys want to talk about. I already have my pick, which is Atalanta. I think they've been doing really good with Gasperini again, performing at a high level. They played Napoli, they beat them 3-0 over the weekend. And even Conte came out and said, you know what, I think they're still the best team in Italy. And like there's a team to beat, pretty much. So
Yeah.
I think Atalanta is a team again. They're competing again. I remember when they were always in top 4. They're playing at a very high level. But it sounds like I would look for Atalanta to win the title. Inter Milan, even though they've been winning, again, I think a lot of teams are struggling to play well. And I don't know if it's the amount of games they're playing, but I feel like the champions, except for Barcelona, Barcelona, they're not playing very well. I think a lot of teams are lacking that, ability to perform week in, week out. Liverpool is giving me that, Barcelona, but I don't see that from a lot of teams, to be honest.
why do you think that is? Like, I know players and managers are now complaining about the volume of games, but you haven't played that many games yet.
Yeah,
To be
yeah,
honest.
yeah.
So that's kind of scary. What happens later down the line?
I don't know.
Or maybe, you know what it could be? It could be down to rotation or early subs and disrupting the rhythm in games. They're looking like they're trying to preserve their players before
Yeah.
they get to that period. So that's why we're not seeing the quality players stay on the pitch for 90 minutes as opposed to before. Quality players were there, they were mainstays, they'd stay on the pitch for a good 80 or 90 minutes,
Yeah,
and that quality would be seen throughout the game. Whereas now I think it is dying out.
I think the more games, though, I think it affects like the top 4 teams in the leagues because I think the new setup for Champions League adds, I think, 3 more games to the team's
Mhm.
schedule.
Mm.
But also, I think we're gonna see it in the Club World Cup in the summer
Yeah.
because I think there's a new format there and more teams are in it, and it's gonna be like a tournament after like the league finishes.
yeah,
So I think we'll adjust it more as the year because I think also their vacations are gonna like shrink because then
Yeah.
the new season is gonna start right after, and then the World Cup is the next summer. So I think it's just a mess of overall schedule for the teams.
I mean, they had already 2 weeks only where they would just, take some time off. So To me, it's
Yeah.
concerning, and I maybe it's honestly just things from last season coming in. You know, they're still not taking enough breaks. They're coming in tired. Players are not at their level that they're supposed to, and I'm kind of worried about how it's gonna look in 2 3 years. You know, if we consistently stay with this.
For games, but like they're not quality games. Like they added the new Nation League stuff for international breaks, and it's like why? It's just like it's so unnecessary. It's just like it looks like just a cash grab. They just wanted more money to come in.
Yeah,
Not like it's under like the fake president that it's gonna be more quality and the games are gonna mean more,
I
which
yeah,
no
think
one really asked.
they need to if they're gonna do that because they wanna generate more revenue, they need to take away financial fair play and allow teams to sign more players because as of now, I generally don't know of any other team. Maybe Barca actually have good depth now because but you have an academy.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
not every club has that. Um, apart from Barca, I guess Chelsea's a team with a B team. I'm honestly that's elite, but
Yeah,
there's strong depth there. And you know what? Maresca has the luxury to change between Premier League team and a cup team.
yeah,
So that's a team that give you longevity.
yeah.
Apart from that, like, the quality there would be a huge quality
Yeah, I think
drop.
quality goes down. But let's get back to the point we were talking about before, which is my pick is Atalanta. I think it's a team that you can look out for. And yeah, they're playing great football so far.
Look today, Napoli.
Sorry?
Oh, they beat
Yeah,
They
3
beat
0.
them. Lookman is cooking.
Yeah,
away
look.
from home.
Yeah, away from home too. Away from home against Napoli is not never easy. So no, it's a great result. Honestly, Gasperini, I'm happy that they're doing well again. I think they always play great football, but I just when you have the great football you're trying to play, it could lead to a lot of mistakes. Which, again,
Yes.
little touching on Barcelona. You know, this weekend we beat them 3-1, but you know what? Espanyol multiple times got almost ahead of the offside trap, which kind of worries me about the bigger games and Champions League especially. If you make little mistakes and your attack is not flowing and they're not scoring, you could be in trouble. So
Mhm.
yeah, so again, but I like that teams take risks because at the end of the day, the result could go either way for you, whether you take a risk or not. So you have to try to minimize the risk, of course. But if your risk is trying to score as many goals and trying to outscore teams, you know, I always appreciate that. But Wasim,
Yeah.
what would your pick be?
I think my team, honestly, it's not for the beautiful football, but I feel like we have to give them a shout out just because of how well they started the season in Nottingham Forest.
Mm,
They're
yeah,
third and they conceded the
Chris Wood.
second.
Chris
They
Wood,
conceded the second
fantasy legend.
least amount of goals. Like Liverpool obviously conceded the least amount of goals in the Premier League at 6. They're at 7. Obviously, they don't score a lot,
Yeah,
and
but
like
still,
Nuno Santos' rigid football came back to life in the Premier League after that mini stint in like Spurs that didn't work out.
And
yeah,
Saudi.
That's true. But like the team is performing. Hudson-Odoi, and like Morgan Gibbs-White is like cooking. Chris Wood just can't stop scoring.
yeah, that's it.
And then even their fullbacks, Alex Moreno and like Aina is good.
Yeah, I
Good
know.
fans.
Yeah,
Yeah, everyone out there.
yeah, Chris
Yeah.
Wood, great fantasy player too.
Yo, gatekeep. We need to gatekeep.
Obviously, they're most likely, obviously, like in a good position now. But their next couple of fixtures, they have like Newcastle, Arsenal, Man City, United. So it could honestly like go
Go
very
down,
bad.
yeah. But so far they're playing really well.
You have to give them a mention. It's just
But
how well structured they've been.
bear in mind, they beat Liverpool away from home at Anfield, 1-0.
Yeah, Hudson-Odoi,
So yeah.
nice goal.
And because Wassim mentioned Hudson-Odoi, I just wanted to shout out Cobham. La Cobham, like I told you last time. You have La Masia, I have La Cobham. This weekend was all about La Cobham. Lewis Hall, Tino Livramento, clean sheet against Arsenal from my academy. Biggest mistake, let them go.
Yeah,
And then Hudson-Odoi.
I
But
think it's the same level though, like the Masia and
I
think
generally
same
bet
level,
every year you just produce insane players, and
Yeah.
you have the luxury of selling them or keeping them.
We
and trying to-
produced Messi, you produced Colwell.
I can't even talk to that. Yo, that's once in a lifetime. But anyways, well, I can't argue with the goal.
Yeah. Mo, what's your pick?
Brighton,
Mm.
not exactly setting the world alight, I would say, but however, they have a coach that's 31 years of age. It's his first
Wow.
season in the Premier League. I know that stat wows me every time I look at it, man. He's competing with Pep,
Yeah,
with Arne Slot,
and they're playing well.
yeah, man, he's competing against seasoned managers,
Yeah,
and he's in the top 10 in the Premier League. I think they're sitting at 8th. They play beautiful football. He has players in the squad who are older than him.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's
I know
amazing.
for
I love that.
I remember we had at Chelsea, VS Boas, who I absolutely despised. He came in, he was a young manager at the time, and he couldn't handle a big character like players who were older than him in the dressing room. And now this guy is proving completely opposite. And yeah, I think they deserve a huge shout out. And he's getting a nice tune out of Danny Welbeck. That man is 37.
Again, fantasy pick.
That guy wells.
Fantasy pick right there. Another pick that I have. I'm
Doing
climbing
that
up.
with a low budget.
Yeah.
We're limited, and they actually have a couple injuries. They lost a key midfielder, Billy Gilmore. He went to Napoli this summer. So yeah, I think Brighton definitely deserve a shout out as well.
No, I think Brighton do, and they've been playing really well. And honestly, like, there's some teams that you just, to me at least, I'm not a Premier League fan. I'm sorry, I don't have a Premier League club that I'm a fan of. Brighton always that team, the logo, the kit. I just see it as a good football team. So I'm happy. I'm happy they're playing well.
We got the train started.
Exactly. Yeah, Potter. Yeah. Oh my God, at Chelsea. Let's not even talk about it. But next thing we wanted to kind of introduce to our segment are predictions for the upcoming games for Champions League and the next league games, and kind of maybe look back and see what we predicted, and just kind of have the bracket points.
We're gonna have a point system. I may be getting cooked in fantasy, but I'm gonna win the predictions.
I'm so down next week to even cover it. What we
Overall's review. We'll have a point system.
Okay. So I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna write.
No bias. It's just straight up honesty.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna just write down what we all picked, and then maybe next week we can look back and see what we had right. Okay.
Yeah.
So the first one is Arsenal Inter predictions. Who do you think wins, or tie maybe?
Go ahead.
Listen, as an honest gooner right here, and
Oh,
based
Lord.
on the scene for the past month, it's 1-0 Inter.
1-0.
We did Italy earlier, like in the season against Atlanta, and we like played a bit defensive and played on the counter. And I feel like it's pretty much going to be the same structure as that Atlanta game that we played. But the way we're playing, the way we're not holding onto the ball. Last season, we like did not allow teams to take shots. We did allow them to have possession, but we didn't allow them to have chances.
Yeah.
But this year, it's just been a mess. There's going to still be the issue with creativity. I don't think we're going to do unless like there's individual brilliance. But for honesty, I do believe it's going to be 1-0 Inter.
Okay, Mo?
1-1.
1-1, so tie. I think they're gonna tie too, but I think Inter are not playing very well, to be honest. So maybe there's a chance you guys be able to take the win.
You turn on the corner
Yeah,
after that game.
if they're not playing well, we're playing woeful.
Okay, Red Star Barcelona.
You want me to win the prediction, or you want me to lose?
Red Star Barcelona.
Oh my god.
Oh my
You
god!
guys
Barcelona.
are-
7-0, 6-0.
We're away though. We're away.
I'm gonna say 4.
Okay, I'm gonna say win for all of us. We're gonna say win.
No. You're predicting a score line.
Oh, okay.
Arsenal Inter.
Let's see. You say okay 0-1. I'm saying 2-2. Actually, no. We're doing 1-1. They're not scoring 2 each.
Yeah, exactly. Mine is 1-1 as well.
Yeah, 1-1. Okay. Barcelona. I say we win. I say we win 3-1.
Okay.
What do you say?
3-0. You'll keep the clean sheet.
I say 4-0.
Damn.
4 bars.
Okay, and Leverkusen, Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool.
Liverpool are at home, eh?
Yeah.
You know what? I think it's gonna be not the best comeback for Xabi Alonso to Liverpool back to Anfield. I'm gonna say they lose 3-1. Liverpool win
3-1.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think Leverkusen win 2-1.
Wee.
Yeah, we're not playing. We're not serious.
Let's see. Real Madrid, Milan. Real Madrid at home.
Good AC Milan, right?
AC Milan, yeah.
After 2-1 Madrid, I feel like they after the
Ballon d'Or.
with the Barca game, the Ballon d'Or stuff, there has to be like some sort of win.
Okay, Mo.
I'll call a 3-2 Madrid.
Damn. I think 3-0 Madrid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just in the midst of the prediction, I want to point out the cat Mimi that you see is choosing me over Numno. You would think I'm the only one.
Yeah, don't hurt Numno's
Sure, but I don't want to run away from my lap.
Okay. PSG Atletico.
PSG Atletico. Wow.
Who's the home team?
PSG.
Thing is, Atletico have been hit or miss this season.
Horrible.
2-0 PSG.
Okay. Mo.
I say 3-1 PSG.
3-1 PSG. I say 2-1 PSG. I don't rate Atletico. Brighton City for next week, Premier League.
Brighton City.
Brighton is the one.
At home.
2-2.
Okay.
Brighton versus City. I will say it's gonna be a 2-1 for Man City.
Okay, I think it's gonna be. I think honestly, 0-1 City.
Okay.
You
You
don't,
think City? City
I
keep a
know.
clean sheet.
I know. Maybe.
Wow.
We'll see.
you don't like to get points in fantasy? What's
Yo, by the way, no one keeps clean sheets, so maybe I should take that away.
Yeah, no one keeps clean sheet.
Liverpool, Aston Villa.
3-1 Liverpool? After the 4-1 Villa loss today, I'll definitely go with Liverpool.
Okay, Mo.
I say 2-2.
Damn. Okay, I say 2-1 Liverpool. United Leicester.
Oh, that's a good game.
At home.
Can my pick be who cares?
That's a relegation. That's a relegation fight right there.
Who cares? I'll put that there.
That's a 6-pointer.
What's it?
Honestly, it'll probably be like 2-0 Man United, to be honest.
Mo?
Wow, man, relegation games are so tough. I'm gonna say 3-1 United.
I'm gonna say 2-2.
Wow.
Leicester are not that good at defending. They will leak goals.
It's United. It's United. Chelsea Arsenal.
Do I want to win the predictions or do I want to be biased here?
I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be Arsenal parking the bus. It's gonna be a 1-1, a boring 1-1, just like today's boring 1-1.
It's always like the top 6 teams.
And they're gonna score off a set piece.
Okay, so Wassim?
2-2.
Mo?
Just like last
1-1.
I say 2-1 Chelsea. And okay, last game, Inter against Napoli.
Oi.
Inter at
Napoli. Home, right?
Yeah, Inter at home.
I will say it's gonna be 1-0 Napoli.
Okay, Wassim?
2-1 Inter.
You said 1-0 Napoli?
Mm.
Mo?
But next week we're putting this on the screen. We
Yeah,
have to figure out.
yeah. I'm gonna say 2-2. Okay, that's our predictions. Yeah, so I think we're gonna try to do this every week and then just kind of tally up. If I was, active enough, I would tally it up for the whole season. But we'll see. We'll see how we go with it. But anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything else you want to discuss?
I think we can wrap it up here.
Yeah, I think we're good to go. Yeah, so that was another week of Between the Lines. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to follow on Spotify and subscribe on Spotify and Apple. That's, I think, as important as YouTube. So, and yeah, keep on watching football and enjoy life. And yeah, peace, boys.
Peace.